What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another World of Warcraft video for the War Within. Now today we are diving back into the topic of professions in the War Within, and moreover we are covering profession combinations for the War Within. This means, like, first of all, you can only have 2 professions per character, or 2 primary professions per character. So we're talking about which 2 do you want to have. Do you want to have enchanting plus inscription? Do you want to have blacksmithing plus enchanting? And we are talking about this from a pure min-max perspective. It really doesn't matter that much unless you really want to eke out that extra little bit of juice. Now, for the most part, you'll be fine picking just about anything, but we do like min-maxing a little bit here. And if you're leveling up alts anyway, which the pre-patch is absolutely perfect to level up alts, and you're starting from scratch, you might as well start with the right faction or the right race and get the right professions on the right race as well. Now, for that purpose, like, here's the thing, the War Within, it's going to work a little bit different than Dragonflight because we now have access to warbands, which means that a lot of things that were not account bound before, things that used to be character specific, they are now account bound. This includes renown from the War Within, so instead of pairing professions for renown reasons, we're going to be looking at something else. Now, before I dive deeper into this, I do want to say that I have a Goldmaking Guide for the War Within, where we cover everything about professions. We do a deep dive into every single one, talk about where to spend your specialization points, like do you want to go for an inscription, do you want to go pursuit of knowledge, pursuit of perfection, careful carvings, or even archival additions. We talk about the benefits of every single one, and which one I think is going to be the best one to go for, and I give you example builds of exactly where to put points as well, to make the most profit that you can. We also talk about Goldfarms. We have found quite a few of them so far on the beta, with both skinning, tailoring, and inscription, so you can try that for yourself and do it on the launch. When the launch of the War Within comes out, if you have the early access, you can also use these farms to make even more gold before the expansion actually comes out, after the early access as well. Now, when you buy the guide, you get access to a goldmaking community, an exclusive goldmaking community, where I will share early access videos, exclusive videos, and exclusive information as well. So you get the guide, you get early access to videos, exclusive videos. I'm trying to give you guys as much gold making content as I can and help you make as much gold as I possibly can. Now, to sweeten this deal, you can get the guide for half price by using the code Solheim, and you will get the Dragonflight Goldmaking Guide for free when you buy the War Within Goldmaking Guide. That will help you make some gold before the expansion comes out by using the Dragonflight Gold Farms and the Steady Gold Farms from that guide. Now, if you bought my Dragonflight Goldmaking Guide in the past, don't worry, you can also get this one for free. So check the Discord server to have more information on that. But either way, if you do buy the guide, I thank you so much. The support really means a lot. Now let's talk about profession combinations in the War Within. Now, first of all, I want to give a massive shout to Penguin for making this video right here, the best TWW in the War Within profession combos. I have watched this one, and the reason why I'm making my own is not to pull views away from this one. It's a really good video. I just think that my professional setup looks way different, and I want to highlight why it looks different, so you have multiple points of views. So you have a min-max point of view, you have kind of a ease of access point of view, different point of views of how to specialize your professions, and I'll try to go into exactly why I'm doing it differently as well in this video, and I will leave a link to Penguin's video in the pinned comment down below. Please check it out, it's a really good one, and it kind of sparked me doing this one because I saw those examples, and I have a different idea. Now, like I just alluded to early in the video, warbands, the faction-specific things from Dragonflight kind of goes out the window, and when you get renown in your main character, you will have those renown levels on your alts from that warband, so you don't have to have 10 different characters, do weeklies on all of them to get that renown, to get those skill points or knowledge points, and you don't have to pair, for example, enchanting plus tailoring, because they gave you extra knowledge points from a certain renown, like we did in Dragonflight. We had whole spreadsheet about exactly which professions to plan out based on where you got your renown. So you could get 2 renowns from the same faction, and therefore you wanted to have those specific ones. Like for example, if Ishkaran Fishing or Ishkaran faction gave you both tailoring plus enchanting knowledge at renown 12, you wanted to have both tailoring and enchanting to double dip on that renown. Now when renown is account wide, that is not really anymore a problem. Now on the other hand, we still have faction and racial bonuses that will help you out when you're doing professions. So let's talk about those. For the Alliance, these are the bonuses you have access to. So for Dark Iron Dwarves, you get plus 5 skill in blacksmithing, as well as plus 10% crafting speed for blacksmithing as well, helping you make more crafts. So if you are crafting 1000 of a certain item, you can basically craft 100 extra of them in the same time that a non-Dark Iron Dwarf would be crafting that time. Like, yeah, you will just help yourself making more gold per hour if you are absolutely mass producing. Now for Cultirians, you get plus 2 skill in all professions. For Draenei, you get plus 5 skill in jewel crafting, Gnomes get plus 5 skill in engineering, and Lightforged Draenei get plus 5 skill in blacksmithing, plus they can summon a forge. Now, it's kind of weird to me why Alliance we have 2 different races that get blacksmithing bonuses, but we're lacking so many other professions. Like, where's tailoring, where's alchemy, but we have 2 blacksmiths. Either way, Worgens also get plus 5 skill in skinning, and they also get plus 25% deftness in skinning, basically increase the gathering speed or increase skinning speed. So if you have a skinning character, you really want that to be a Worgen. So, going over to the Horde, Blood Elves get plus 5 skill in enchanting, Taurens get plus 5 skill in herbalism, and also plus 25% deftness, aka gathering speed for herbalism too. Nightborn get plus 5 skill in inscription, Goblins get plus 5 skill in alchemy, and also they get vendor discounts. High Mountain Tauren get plus 5 skill in mining, and plus 25% deftness in mining too, which is once again gathering speed for mining. Now, we have 2 neutral races, which are right here. Pandarians get plus 5 skill in cooking, and Drakthir get plus 2% perception in all professions. Now, perception doesn't really apply to crafting, so this is gathering professions. Herbalism, mining, skinning, right, those professions, you will get plus 2% perception. Now, let's get over to our spreadsheet here for the War Within and talk about where my spreadsheet is a little bit different from Penguin's spreadsheet and how I would personally combine, not just how I would, but how I have already started pairing up my professions on my character and why I'm doing it. Alright, so opening up my spreadsheet over here, we can see I've made a really simple layout of all of the profession bonuses for every single race that I just talked about. So we have them all in a very easy spreadsheet. Now, based on that, we get their best profession or their ideal professions right here. So once again, blacksmithing right here because you get bonuses, right? So all of the best professions are tied to the bonuses you get for that profession. Now, here's kind of where my setup differences from the video that I referenced early in this video, where Penguin would put on, for example, tailoring with blacksmithing here to get passive gold. Now, if you don't know, I have made a tailoring goldmaking guide video here on YouTube on what passive gold is from tailoring, but basically you can make dusk weave and dawn weave on cooldown, and because they have a cooldown attached to them, that will give them more profit. We saw this in Dragonflight with the Azure weave and chrono weave, right, which gave you profit on a steady, pretty much daily basis, and the same thing comes in the War Within as well, where you can make more gold on a passive basis when items or crafted items have a cooldown attached to them. So because their best profession is blacksmithing, that leaves one spot open, and where Penguin would put in tailoring to get more passive gold, I will put in something like enchanting, and the reason is I am playing only one faction. At least every single server I'm playing only one faction. So for example on Terracar I'm playing Alliance, on Classic I'm playing on the Horde. Now instead of only having blacksmiths on the Alliance and enchanters on the Horde, because enchanters get a bonus from Blood Elves, blacksmithing on a Dark Iron Dwarf is going to be the best option. But as an Alliance player, we have no races that have an enchanting bonus. So I'm going to throw enchanting on this character. I could also throw enchanting on, for example, the Draenei, which has a dual crafting bonus as well. So, for example, enchanting over here. Now, in that case, there's no real reason to have multiple enchanters unless you want to have one for disenchanting and one for crafting. Actually, there are a couple of reasons why you want to have multiple, but just to keep it simple, I would, for example, put alchemy on this one. And that's not going to be a cooldown crafting alchemist, that's going to be a potion crafter alchemist, or a flask crafting alchemist, or just any alchemist really, because once again, on the Alliance side, we don't have access to any alchemists, but on the Horde side we do. And going over to, for example, engineering here, I'm going to have an engineering character. Now, we don't have access to any races with inscription bonuses, so I'm going to put inscription on this one, because once again, we don't have access to anyone with any inscription bonuses on the Alliance side. Now, in this case, I've taken all of the 3 crafting professions from the Horde and put them on the Alliance side, and I would do the same thing on the Horde side, where, for example, Blood Elves, they have enchanting. Now, they don't have, on the Horde side, you don't have any characters or any races that have any blacksmithing bonuses, for example, so I would do blacksmithing plus enchanting on the Horde side right here. And for inscription, they also don't have anyone who has any dual crafting, for example, so we do dual crafting plus inscription on the Horde side right here. Okay, so why am I doing this instead of, for example, putting on tailoring on my blacksmithing character or tailoring on my dual crafting character for that passive gold making option? The reason is that I really want to have tailoring plus alchemy on the same character. That makes it very easy for me to have certain alts that are only there to make cooldown crafts, and for example, on the Alliance, I would really want that to be a Cultiran, because we don't have any tailoring bonuses on neither the Horde or the Alliance, and the only alchemy bonus is on the Horde. Now, that being said, Cultirans get 2 skills in all professions, so me, I am making pretty much all of my cooldown crafting characters Cultirans, because they get +2 skill in both tailoring and alchemy, and that way they will benefit for cooldown crafting, both for tailoring and for alchemy. And the reason why I want to set this up is that I want to get as much skill as I can, as early as I can, because the real profits will be from early in the expansion. So early in the expansion is where this skill point will really matter, and will matter the most. So to be able to guarantee, for example, quality 2 of Dawnweave and Duskweave, and even getting closer to quality 3 as soon as possible. And on the Horde side, I would want all of my tailoring plus alchemy characters, my cooldown crafters, they would all be goblin. Now, that's going to be both for the vendor discount and definitely the 5 skill in alchemy. It's going to be the only race on the Horde that directly benefits a cooldown crafting character. That alchemy skill is absolutely insane, and the vendor discount is really nice overall as well. So every single one of my tailoring plus alchemy characters for cooldown crafting on the Horde side, they're going to be goblins. So goblins on the Horde, tailoring plus alchemy, and Cultirans on the Alliance for tailoring plus alchemy, every single one of them. And right now, using the War Within pre-patch plus the Mr. Pandaria remix, you can level up alts so quickly. You can make a gold making army like this. It takes you 1 to 2 hours to level up a character, all the way from nothing to be max level, and then you just get the professions. You don't even have to skill them up right now, just wait for the War Within, and then just get the War Within, Cassalgar tailoring, and Cassalgar alchemy, and start your gold making army. It is that easy. Now, just to touch on farming characters really fast as well, for example on the Alliance side we have access to Worgens for skinning, and if you haven't seen my video yet on setting up the perfect farming character, there is a significant reason why you want to have inscription plus skinning, and that is the ability to loot Darkmoon cards. Now, Darkmoon cards will be lootable from pretty much any mob in Cassalgar in the War Within, especially as of right now on the beta. That is the information we have, and I've been testing this myself. It drops from both the open world, dungeons, and even delves, so you can loot cards, and if they drop from beasts, and every single beast, well, you can double dip. You can both skin plus loot cards from those mobs. And you obviously want your skinning character to be a worgen because they have +5 skill, giving you higher quality leather, and they also have increased skinning speed, which if you're doing group farms, 5-man or 2x4, that's going to be really important. You could also use a Darkmoon Firewater to negate that and have that faster skinning speed anyway, but being a worgen, it's just going to be easy. And if you're starting this one right now anyway, you're leveling with the Mr. Pandaria remix and the War Within pre-patch, just make it a worgen. Now on the horde side, we have herbalism plus mining, and over here you have to make a choice between Tauren or High Mountain Tauren based on which profession you directly want to benefit from the most. If you want to focus on herbalism, you want to have herbalism plus mining on your Tauren character. Now if you want to focus more on mining, you want to have mining plus herbalism on your High Mountain Tauren. So we put in herbalism right here. So as you can see, the best profession for Tauren is going to be herbalism, and the best secondary, or my preferred secondary, is mining. For a High Mountain Tauren on the other hand, the best one is mining, and my preferred one is going to be herbalism right there. Now obviously I'm not gonna have herbalism plus mining on 2 characters, there's no real point there, so I'm going to pick one of them, and in my experience herbalism is usually more beneficial than mining anyway. Now you could also make an argument for both the Horde and the Alliance, definitely on the Alliance side because we don't really have any herbalism or mining characters, except for Kultirans for +2 skill in both herbalism and mining. You can make a real argument for a Drac Theory for that +2% perception, and that Drac Theory you can make an argument for both skinning, herbalism or mining. Now for me, I'm going to make the argument directly in favor of herbalism plus mining, because in this one you're double dipping. You're getting +2 perception in 2 gathering professions that directly cooperate with each other. When you're doing a mining lap, you will find some herbs, and vice versa, when you're doing a herbalism lap, you will find some mining nodes as well. So Drac Theors are actually pretty good gatherers. Either way, that's pretty much it. Hopefully this video helped clear out what I'm thinking about when I'm talking about profession combinations and the approach that I'm going with here. Instead of just stacking, like when for example blacksmithing is the best profession, instead of slapping tailoring on there, I am slapping a second crafting profession that we don't have any benefits for. So I would never put a dual crafting over here, for example. Like I would never have blacksmithing plus dual crafting on my Dark Iron Dwarf, because we can have dual crafting on our Draenei instead. But I'm going to pick one of the professions from the Horde side that Alliance don't have any benefits for, which could be Alchemy, it could be Inscription, or Enchanting. Any of those 3 would be my preferred secondary profession for those, and then we're stacking tailoring plus alchemy on the one race where it makes the most sense for both factions, which is Kultirans for the Alliance and Goblins for the Horde. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found it helpful, useful, informative in any way, shape or form, please leave a like down below, and let me know in the comments if there's anything I can improve on, or what you want the next video to be about. I have just gotten back into the War Within. We're doing a profession overview video series talking about every single profession and everything you can do right now to prepare, which we're talking about professions, deep diving, teaching you everything about the professions. We're now talking about profession combinations, and in yesterday's video I talked about farming characters, like which professions you wanted to stack together to make the best farming character. Either way, if you enjoyed the video, once again leave a like down below, and if you want to have access to more gold making stuff, check out my War Within Goldmaking Guide. I will put all of my efforts into this guide. I have made it's 88 pages so far, and that's the first edition based on the beta. We're probably going to find way more information before the release, and you will get access to all of the updates sent to you for free. You will also get early access to videos that includes gold farms when the War Within comes out, gold making methods, investments. You will get early access to pretty much all of them, so I am really doing whatever I can to help you make as much gold as humanly possible. Either way, thank you for watching, I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you again in the next video very soon. Peace.